focus. Click the links, Odysee and BitChute and the Discord and Gab and all that kind of stuff. I get a feeling if you're on YouTube now, you're probably going to be looking for alternative media pretty soon. A lot of the good stuff on YouTube is no longer there. In fact, there's not much. There's probably like 3 good channels that are still on YouTube under the radar. Anyway, so what is that quote about? If you give up liberty for safety, you're going to lose both. So what did you think was going to happen when you go to Clown World? Well, you're going to find a whole lot of clowns. Welcome to legalized segregation. New York family kicked out of restaurant after failing to produce give me your papers, please. We have ways of making you eat strudel. What did you think was going to happen? How do you get to be this much of a bitch? Just absolute soy paper. I'm sorry, I can't serve you if you don't have your paper, sir. Sir, it's dangerous to eat here if you don't have... I can't get into the science of it on YouTube because they'll just nuke the channel. Transmission differences between people who have the spike and people who don't. I guess you can look that up on your own. It doesn't matter. If I'm working at a restaurant, I would just have the sign outside the restaurant that says papers required, and then when it goes to actually like check them, I would just never check them. So I mean, some people would present them and they'd flash them. I'd be like, all right, fine, that's great. If they didn't present them, I'd be like, oh, just take your seat. That's fine. It's fine. Here's the thing with the papers, who are people who are creating their own documents as an act of civil disobedience. I'll say it's not in a country that swims someone who's in me, in a country that's not the United States, or even, no, I guess I'm speaking as a legal hypothetical. It's okay. If you're doing this in the United States and you're creating a document, you don't want to have any federal insignia on it. I'm just assuming, not legal advice. So if you have a card that shows your status, you don't want to have something like CDC on it or any federal insignia, because I believe the crime is actually falsifying a document with a federal insignia. It's not simply a false document, if you know what I'm saying. You might want to actually, some people have got busted for the falsified document. You might want to actually look into what specifically is the illegal act. It's not, I don't believe it's just having a document. I believe it's the federal insignia, CDC or whatever is on those documents that's on the document. So you probably want to look into that if, as an act of civil disobedience against medical tyranny, you choose to create your own documents. So a family in New York was denied to eat in a restaurant. I wish I could say the N-word on YouTube, because it would really come in hand here. Back of the bus, ninja. Was asked to leave the premises because they didn't have a vaccine passport. And here's the thing. The funny thing with Nicki Minaj and Black Americans are really hesitant to take any experimental substance because they know their history for good reason. So there's like 75% of them are unspiked, unexperimented on. And the further right is also unspiked. So interesting bedfellows when Nicki Minaj is hashtag our friend, our girl Nicki Minaj. So a viral video goes around. He's a server of enforcing segregation. Yeah, I mean, what did they say about those in World War II? It's like, oh, these filthy parasites are spreading diseases. It's like, wow, history really does. It's just an endless cycle of just fucking each other up the ass and just repeating that cycle, just ad infinitum. Just a circle just goes on and on and on. Just anyway, he was asked to show his papers or leave. He says he's religiously exempt. Fair enough. Good luck with that. Father was asking other people dying in the restaurant if they're okay with being little bitches. If that's the kind of America they want to live in, where you're a little bitch. At one point, one immigrant, how do you know he's an immigrant, flipped him off. No, F you, you see, you're not American. That's why you need to get the F out of here. What? This is America, and America, everybody can eat, the father responded. Not New York City. So, dear Black Americans, welcome to the far right. I keep jokingly saying in 10 years, a black guy is going to be leading the Klan. It's going to be like a multiracial white supremacist organization for those who aren't exactly white. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's all clown world, because it's like, it's what the media is going to call you anyway. You can be the Larry Elder, the blackface of white supremacy, and like people are looking at this and going, how How does that happen? How do you hold this cognitive dissonance in your head? And Winston in Room 101, 2 plus 2 equals 4, 2 plus 2 equals 5. Yes, those are both true statements. The truth is whatever you want it to be. You're going to find strange alliances, if you value liberty more than tyranny. So don't shut people out of your circle just because you think you had prior reason to not get along with them. Your circle should be large enough to accomplish the goal, even if it's people that you didn't think you would ever. What's that Lord of the Rings thing? The Hobbit and the dwarves team up to accomplish your goal. Dear black people, woke white liberals will not bat an eye when you're kicked out and excluded from public accommodations for being unspiked. Welcome to legalized segregation. Yow! Key to NYC went into effect last Monday when the New Yorkers obliged to bring with them their proof of spiking before taking part in any indoor activity like restaurants, gyms, bars, nightclubs, etc. Interesting. Restaurants, gyms, bars, nightclubs, etc. You know, you can really do away with those, I guess. There used to be, like, you know, people conduct business, restaurants and bars. Kind of less so nowadays. It feels like that was kind of like the 70s and 80s and stuff. But it's an interesting, like, I don't know, constitutional issue of equal protection. If as a matter of doing business with your business partners, you need to go to a restaurant to have a business lunch or something, and you can't enter because as a matter of your religion, your First Amendment protected activity, or even if you don't feel there's been, like, your Fifth Amendment, 14th Amendment due process applied to this mandate, and you're being excluded from participating in this business because you discriminated on the basis of your religion. That's interesting. If the state power to regulate some activities is greater, I don't know. It would have to be argued. But I think there's all these kind of arguments, these legal arguments. I think the time for that is, I don't see it happening in a courtroom. I don't see that happening. You're probably going to want to form militias of people who want to live like civilized people, and people who want to be happy little slaves to the tyrants. You know, and I don't know how forming militias work. I don't have any military experience, but I don't have to, because I know that there are guys listening to this who do have, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, just think of it like a jogging club. You go meet out with some guys Saturday, and you go walk through the hills, go do a little exercise, and just shoot the breeze, just talk. Not some ostentatious display of you know, liberty devices. That's just not necessary yet. It's like, just talk, to get together, guys getting together and talking about, is this the direction we want the country to go in? Are we happy with where it's going? No would be the answer to that. So, you know, just saying, militias, they're legal, they're literally in the Constitution. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.